Put your red shirt on and a brown coat too. Everybody's joining the crew. We got just one ring, let we rule them all. Hope you'll remember your town. Get your Ulu feathers and your Middle guns. A sonic screwdriver or a sword +1. Use Valerian steel if it will get you to count. To the pit tank. To the pit tank. The Rocky Mountain pit tank.
Hi, I'm Guy.
Hi, I'm Troy.
Hi, I'm Alex.
And this is Geek Tank.
Your hiatus-sized podcast.
I'm apparently under attack over here.
Uh-oh. By a cat?
No, somebody has discovered that they can fire off really loud fireworks in our park. So they've set off all the car alarms now. That's good. Good job, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, yeah, we're back from hiatus, and now I'm being startled, which makes me miss my cue for everything.
I'm closing windows because I'm hearing an echo for some reason.
It's me. I'm echoing.
Are you? No, I think I had the show open on another window or something. Weird. Yep, I got to go to comments so I can see what our audience says if they say anything. So our technical difficulties that we've been having. I just got word back, and the three variations from Chelsea are the variations I've been trying. So, like you said, it's not there anymore. So that might explain why it's not working.
Maybe.
But you think it would say, instead of saying you entered an incorrect email or password, it would just say that email doesn't exist. Don't know.
Let's see. Well, the site's still here. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if they'd taken down our site or something, that makes sense. But they didn't.
Well, we'll figure it out. Luckily, one of us could still do stuff.
Hooray.
Yay. So how was your trip, Guy?
It was actually fine. Man, what is going on? Did the Nuggets win, lose, or something?
Oh yeah, that would make sense. There was a basketball game, and it's like got some high stakes associated with it. Like getting into the Final Four, I believe they call it. 94-89 versus Miami Heat. So yeah, they're celebrating a basketball team win.
Okay. I wish they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, because if you don't set off loud explosions, it won't appease the basketball gods, and they'll make your team lose next time.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. He's got to go set off fireworks so his basketball team
so he
can
can do that because that's important. It's critical for him to set off fireworks.
It
just irritates me because it startles me.
Mm-hmm.
They're setting off those concussion ones right here in our park. So it's loud, and it's the ones that go boom, and my windows rattle and stuff. And it's like, guys, could we not do those? Mm-hmm. I mean, sparklers or something? Isn't there something you guys could do that's not brutally loud?
I wonder if there's some like crazy trick you can do, like taping foam to your window or something to prevent that from happening. Or like calling the police and telling them to go stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, and of course the police are going to say they're setting off fireworks everywhere. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Which is what they always say. I keep thinking about people who have like legitimate PTSD and things like this happen. And they're just, I mean, like these are veterans and stuff.
Animals don't do well with it either. So.
No.
Yeah.
So.
All that's true. Is it really worth sicking the cops on to people for letting off fireworks?
It depends.
If it hadn't been raining for the past 500 months, yeah, if it was really dry out there, I'd be more concerned about fires, but I don't think it's an issue.
They're not going to set fire to my house. No, it startled me, and so I'm mad.
Gotcha.
Because like I've said many times, startling me, releases the wrong hormones in my body. It releases all of the stressy anger hormones.
It makes them horny.
Right.
Well, be that as it may, it's like if you call the cops,
Mhm.
any kind of cop interaction can end in death.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It is
that's
for
true.
that. And I don't, as much as it irritates me, I do not wish death on them.
I wonder if I know you don't have the money to invest in something stupid like this when there's plastic spaceships to be bought, but
Right.
there's like these special earplugs for when you're firing a gun that cuts out the upper decibels, but still allows you to hear lower decibels.
I've actually been thinking about getting those. They've been saying that they're very good for ADDers for hearing.
Hmm.
Like, you know how whenever we're in a loud area, I just can't hear you at all? They've been saying that those are very good for that. And I've been thinking about getting that because of that. I mean, if nothing else, hearing you guys on a convention floor would be extraordinarily useful. But like today, I was teaching in class and I had one kid that was just really loud. And I had the fan on because my classroom is insidiously hot. And with the fan on, I just couldn't hear her. You know what I mean? I was like, this is really obnoxious. And everybody was very meek in my class today. They're very meek kids. I guess given an option, that's probably the better choice, but still. So, yeah, so I went to Portland, and that was really cool because I went to the Maritime Museum, which is just really nifty and all about the mouth delta of the Columbia River, which exits into the ocean there. And so it's about pilot boats, and they were talking about, you know, how big ships make it through the channel and how the channel is cut, because the channel is cut very wildly. So it's got these various different things in it. It's very, very cool. So I was intrigued by it. That was very cool. And I, you know, of course I had to say at least 5 times that I like big boats and I cannot lie.
Mm-hmm.
And in the channel, there was a Coast Guard cutter, but it wasn't the Coast Guard cutter that was stationed there. It was a different Coast Guard cutter, but that was okay. It was still cool. And then there were 4 very large tankers sitting out in the Sound, just waiting, I guess, for departure or something, or to be piloted in or whatever. But it was just really cool to see all of those big boats and big ships out there. And the lightship Columbia is permanently docked there now, so you can go aboard the lightship and see what it looked like and things like that when it was taken offline in 1979. So that was even more interesting because it's still kind of caught in 1979. Like the little wardroom is all, wood paneling, dark wood paneling with a little TV in the front there, the color TV with the 3 channels and stuff like that. It's kind of wild. It was neat. So it was very, very, very cool. And that was fun. And so, we did a lot of interesting things. We went to the Tillamook factory.
Cheese.
Yep. And saw them making the blocks of cheese and everything like that. And because you can go into the factory and they've got a walkway it's a sealed walkway with glass, but it's a walkway over the actual manufacturing floor. So you can watch all the different steps, and it explains all the different steps and all the, how they make the cheese and how they cut it and everything like that. And then you go over to the little area and you can get ice cream. And it's like the ice cream made there in the factory and stuff.
Cheese flavored ice cream.
It's not cheese flavored ice cream.
Oh, darn it.
It was, yeah, but it was actually, that's one of those where I was like, we were like, let's go to the Tillamook thing. And I was like, oh, that'll be fun. That'll be interesting, but I was like, that'll be cool. And then I got there and I'm like, this is way more interesting than I expected it to be. I'm like, I never would have thought that learning how cheese was made would really be interesting. But I am a fan of cheese. It is, both the pun variety and the real variety. Mm-hmm. So it was fascinating to see how they made cheese and how you got sharp cheddar, which is something that I really like. And, and how they got all the different types and everything like that. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was great. Sounds great. Yeah, I took a few pictures of the museum I went to on my vacation of some of the space stuff because I figured I'd show that to you later.
Yay!
So because I'm like, that guy did
Yeah,
this
but
stuff.
I was in Portland, but you weren't even on this continent.
No, I wasn't on the planet.
You weren't even on this planet. See, this is the problem we've had all along.
I know. Yeah, I hit UK and did a little train trip thing, starting in London all the way up to Edinburgh. And darn it, I wanted to bring back something specific and I couldn't get a hold of it. And it's with the regulation with what liquid you can bring, and we were backpacking it, so I couldn't store stuff. I wanted to bring back some special adult beverages for our group for D&D night because that seems to be a big thing. And Edinburgh is known for their whiskey.
Dude,
have the whiskey.
it's funny how you say that because we were doing the exact same thing. We went to this place on a pier and they had this like, death whiskey or something. I don't know. And the first thought we had was we should buy this and put it back and bring it back for the D&D group.
Mhm.
I'm like, what is this saying about our D&D group?
Drunks and disorderly. That's what
Right.
the D&D stands for.
Drunk
Or
and
drunk and
disorderly.
disorderly.
That's us. But I think it's funny that you and I both had the same thought.
Yeah. But yeah, the most impressive thing was I went to what's called Warhammer World.
Yeah. I
And
saw some pictures.
I knew it was going to be impressive, and it was even more impressive than that. So
It's like the Tillamook factory.
yeah, well, I was excited to go as
Right.
opposed to lukewarm to begin with, and it paid off. It was the level of our artistry that those miniature painters have is just amazing, and the dioramas that they set up is insane. And Tara and I were like, I can't even begin to imagine how much money just the models alone in this building that we looking at these displays would add up to, because it's an expensive game.
Right.
Um,
And this is every model ever made or whatever. And sometimes two.
yeah, well, multiple ones. It's you saw the pictures. It's
Yeah.
really cool. And the thing I'd found out that I took advantage of, because normally I don't buy Warhammer models because they are expensive, is the dollar was strong enough that with the pound conversion, it was a reasonable amount of money buying it there in England in pounds using the American dollar. And I did the conversion rate, and it's roughly 20% cheaper off of the MSRP me buying stuff there than here.
Mm-hmm.
And was looking into it, and Tara's and my guess is that it's related to the VAT tax and the other stuff that when you get it shipped over here.
Yeah, probably.
But now I know any friends going over to UK, I need to send them with money and say, hey, pick up some Warhammer stuff for me.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I was excited because I got some models that I can use for the D&D game. So
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Sweet.
I got some models to use for the D&D game.
Oh, cool.
So, hey, Brent. But
So,
Alex started Birthday Tide.
yes, we are now firmly in Alex's birthday tide.
Oh,
And he will never get us out, even with that lotion.
Actually, under normal circumstances, my birthday tide would be over by now.
Oh, well, I'm glad they are not
the
normal
The
circumstances.
week before to the week after.
Right. But
So since we were having some issues with people scheduling and trips and everything, we're doing karaoke on the 23rd. I'm inviting over, of course, the core group, but also a couple people from the goth scene. And then to that. And then I do have the 19th off, so I'll be going dancing on the 18th.
nice.
And it was lower key, not just more diluted, but lower key than it was last year. I did go see Spider-Man Through the Spider-Verse. It was really, really good. Not sure if it's better than the first one because I've only seen it once. But it was excellent to see it in the primo seats in the theater. And I didn't know it was a part 1 to be continued. But apparently when I did a little bit of research, that's been common knowledge since like December. And
I didn't know it either. So now it's common knowledge for me.
And then they also it is definitely well written in the aspect that they're already starting to plan the second Miles Morales movie before the first one even released. So it's just not like it's more in the genre of current superhero films where they actually do that kind of thing and have the second movie come naturally from the first one.
Right.
So, yeah, very, very enjoyable. Beautiful movie.
Yeah, that's still
I know.
one of the things I love about those movies is the fact that they adjust Miles Morales' frame rate through the movie. That is still the coolest thing I have ever seen. So clever. And I saw that they were doing it in the second one too, even though I haven't seen the second movie. I just saw video footage of it. But yeah, that's one of the tricks that they've been playing is whenever Miles is having problems internally, when he's internally conflicted as a character, they drop his frame rate versus everybody else in the scenes.
Right. Well, I noticed it in the first movie. I didn't really pick up on it in the second.
He may be more. I only saw clips. So, but in the one clip that I saw when he was with, I guess, Spider-Gwen, then it was just one clip and he came up and in the scene and he was going, dick, 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 and I was like, well, so we're still on low frame rate with him, which I thought was so cool. So maybe they didn't do it in the second one, or maybe they're pulling up from somewhere else, or who knows.
Yep.
Well, there's a chance. I'm not 100% certain, but it's I'd say 45% chance that there'll be a special guest joining us tonight.
Oh,
So
it's me.
They will pop in when they are available, if they are available. But
It's
in any case,
definitely me.
since I don't have control over it, I'm saying it now because Guy will have to do the admit thing.
We'll have to fix that. We will fix that.
Yeah, but wasn't Murder Hornet? Didn't that correspond with your birthday, Alex? Or is that...
Oh yes. So I did order up the giant bucket of Murder Hornet. I actually didn't tell them that it was going to be delayed, and so when I already arranged with the Pinewood contingent to use their freezer,
Which
to
is
store
good
it.
because we weren't sure about our freezer, and now
But
I'm
then-
glad I didn't help you on that one.
It's cool. And
Because
so
our
then
freezer
they
is all, like loaded up.
so then we decided to when I went to go pick it up and pay for it and all that, we popped the lid and it was made with chocolate chips, not chocolate chunks. So they are going to remake it and store it for me, and I'll pick it up on the way to Zapate. And then actually I put a missive out to say, people bring containers to take some home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, Murder Hornet, I thought I wouldn't like it, but I really did like it.
Yes.
And I would have
the
just the sounding, the way you mentioned all the things. I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this. And I liked it.
Yeah, the Murder Hornet ice cream from Scrumptious, hashtag not sponsored, is that it is a honey ice cream with chocolate chunks and enough cayenne pepper to make it turn orange.
Mhm.
And it is
And
amazing.
it has a bite. And I like it. I mean, not a lot of bite, but like I don't like Mexican chocolate because of the cinnamon in it. And I've never liked that. And then so the first thought was, I'm not going to like this. But then I liked it. I was like, wow, I kind of like this.
There's not cinnamon in it, right?
No.
Yeah.
Not in Murder Hornet.
No, so that explains it.
My brain had done the same link.
Oh, hot chocolate
mean,
must
like,
equal cinnamon.
If you're going to put a powder in there, it's going to obviously be cinnamon.
So what did they do with the incorrect batch of Murder Hornet?
Oh, they'll just put it out for sale. The inferior with
Yeah.
chocolate chips Murder Hornet.
Inferior Murder Hornet.
Murder Wasp. Have to
And
de-
then, another thing, I actually have some geek news. It has been announced that the Venture Brothers movie shall be released sometime this fall. And I still believe that they're going to be doing home release before doing streaming for some period of time. It was originally supposed to be like 90 days, but might be lower than that. Doesn't matter. I'm buying it on Blu-ray as soon as it comes out. And
Priorities.
I'm actually thinking that I may do a screening at the Harkins Theater with it.
That'd be kind of
Ask them how
cool.
much it costs, and if it's somewhat reasonable, then let's do it. Lauren asked me if I was gonna watch it first, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. It's gonna be our first
Enjoy it the
viewing.
first time
She
around with all
goes,
the rest of it.
some episodes are bad. I go, that's true. And if the movie's bad, then we'll have a shared experience.
It won't be bad.
So
Also on the geek news, J. Michael Straczynski has mentioned, and it's been verified, that they have made an animated Babylon 5 movie. It is done. It's complete. It's already in the can. And so it will be released sometime this summer, which is fascinating because it was actually kept absolutely in the dark for this entire time. And then all of a sudden they announced it. And when they announced it, it was J. Michael Straczynski saying, hey, I've got a movie for you guys now, and it's done. And so I'm looking forward to it. They got most of the original cast. Of course, Babylon 5 has had a horrible, horrible time with cast members dying. So, but they got most of the cast back. And I've seen some of the stills now from it. So it's 2D animated. At least the characters are. So it's not like weird 3D animated. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a big Babylon 5 fan, but it's hard to watch Babylon 5 now because it's a little cheesy. But I really dug it whenever it came out back in the 90s. It was a big deal for me. So that was cool. Also in the news is Thursday, we start our run of Strange New Worlds Season 2.
Star Trek.
Yep, which is good.
Only took 23 minutes for you to mention it.
Yep. But it's news. It is news. And they've already shared stills of that. And they all are in dress uniforms. And I'm really into the dress uniform. So I'm going to order one at some point. When the cosplay things figure out their dress uniforms, I'm really into that. So that'll be cool. I hope Bester's in it too. As you may or may not know, Walter Koenig plays Bester. Which, by the way, the infamous video of Walter Koenig, I couldn't find it. Did you put it in
Oh, the one. Wait,
my interview with Walter Koenig?
it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't find it. So
Weird.
if you find it somewhere, would you just
Yeah,
pop
I'll
me
search
over a
it up.
link?
Yeah, I was looking into the conventions coming up, and the list I have has Xmas and July Toy Show, which I've not heard of, July 31st, and I'm not seeing any others in June.
There are a lot in June. Hang on.
So they're
I'll
not
get
popping
this
up
for
on
you.
this list.
Hang on. I got it.
Yeah, I thought Tacticon was in June or some.
It's not.
Okay, I thought there was some. Oh no, Genghis Khan in February is what I was thinking of. I think.
Here we go. Hang on. Hold on.
I was just gonna look up the next couple of months. I wasn't gonna look up the entire year.
Well, yeah, but I've got the entire year, so it's a thing.
Okay.
Hang on. Entire screen. You share. There we go. There's our convention calendar.
Mm. People watching this on their phone. They're like, "What? I've got to do this."
So, okay. I'll make this bigger there. All right. So, Iacon
Already happened.
has just happened last weekend. Next one's Fan X, which is coming up in the first part of
Which used to be Denver Comic Con.
it used to be Denver Comic Con.
Then it
We
became.
have Xmas in July. Then we have Denver. Then we have Tacticon coming late August,
Okay, that's one.
which is on top of Fort Collins and Colorado Springs Comic Con, both of which I think they're trying to fight. And then we get IndieK starting in September 1.
Well, Fort Collins and Colorado Springs are like far enough apart that there's people who probably wouldn't even bother going to one because it's far enough away.
Right.
That would go to the other because it's probably closer to them.
Okay. So there we go. And now I will unshare that.
Yeah, I'm not sure which of those
And then
our sponsor will be at, but
I don't know.
might be at one of them.
But here we go. We have our special guest, and I'm adding
All
the
right.
special guest now.
Hoot.
You are here.
Without
Special
camera.
guest. Without video.
Camera.
Now you're here with video.
Hello.
So I can't remember if I've introduced
Her name's
Alex and
Amanda.
Amanda before.
Oh.
I know Guy and Amanda have met. But in case I haven't, Alex, this is Amanda. Amanda, this is Alex.
Hi, Alex. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So a little bit of background on Amanda. We met, I want to say in 91, 92.
Yeah, it was 92. Yeah.
Yeah, with improv group in Louisville, Kentucky, the Reactors, capital A in there.
Capital A.
And but yeah, we've done a ton of improv together. Actually, got paid money to do improv, so we're for a while I was professional. You're like even more professional improv person now.
I'm improvising, being professional.
Yeah. But I was originally going to have Amanda here in this space because she's here in town.
I am in town. I'm in Denver.
For the Nugs?
Oh, yeah. No, I just found out that they were a basketball team that was playing tonight. Congrats to everybody.
Right?
And
Yeah,
there were
they're-
fireworks outside just now. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been bombing my house too.
Guy has he really hates jump scares, which means fireworks are right in that list of things that
Yeah.
he can't stand.
Where all of a sudden things are going, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's been a rough day for me. We had a thunderstorm earlier where the lightning struck right by my school too. So
Oh,
this has
no.
been a couple of really good jump scare days for me. Like, really. So
I was noticing my lighting is bad. I don't know how to make it. I'm
Uh,
staying with friends and
It's probably
just-
just the camera.
it's fine. You're
Yeah.
fine. You're the, there you go.
There you go. Do that again. Do that again. There you go. But yeah, it's I figured it'd be fun to have Amanda on. Her geekdoms are different, yet she did something that I know Guy would love to hear about. We had Chris Monroe on here before,
Mhm.
talking about his experience at Kings Island
oh my gosh, yeah, back in the day.
back in the day. So you're looking at the other Ferengi
It's
of
true.
the Kings Island troupe that performed with Chris.
And then I was a Romulan after that. I did a
Mhm.
Ferengi and then a I moved up in the
Yeah.
hierarchy of aliens, as my Romulan would think. The Ferengi disagrees.
Right. But Amanda having to put far fewer prosthetics on
Right.
was
Yeah.
like, no, I like being a Romulan.
It was great. Yeah. Yeah, the Ferengi mask was actually we had a mask, so for the Ferengi. The Romulan was actually more prosthetics because I had to do a forehead and ears.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So less orange makeup though, for sure.
Yeah, if it was TV, then they would have been more for Ferengi instead of just a mask.
Mhm. Yeah, but it was a theme park, so
Yes.
very
So,
different.
here's your mask.
Here's your mask. Color those eyeballs orange. Not the eyeballs, whatever. Eye holes. Eye holes.
Cover your eye holes. There you go. That's awesome.
Were you going to
So
talk
what
about
are
my
you-
other geekiness or just the
Why don't you go for it?
Yeah.
You want me to go? Oh, then
Yeah.
I have to talk about my well, I
Yourself.
mean, what is the I guess what is geek credential, I guess.
What are the things you geek out about?
Yeah,
Wh-
we're
well-
not going to gatekeep you here.
Yeah,
Any
we don't
oh,
geek.
thank you. Any kind of theater. I just recently taught a workshop specifically on how to improvise in the style of Shakespeare. So I would say Chekhov Shakespeare is one of my geekiness.
Nice.
I'm in an ensemble where called the Unscripted Shakespeare Ensemble, and so we improvise in the style of Shakespeare. And I'm coming through Denver on my way to. I'm on a great big road trip with my husband and my dog. We're on our way from where I live outside of Atlanta, Georgia, up to Seattle and then back again. And so heading through Denver to, of course, see friends and then do weird remote podcasts, even though I'm in the same town.
Right?
but I get to see you tomorrow, Troy. So I'm very excited. And yeah, so I hooked up with the theater here in Denver. And so on Sunday, that was yesterday, I taught a workshop to improvisers, so to other geeks, on how to improvise in the style of Shakespeare. And that went really well. And I'm teaching another improv workshop on Wednesday with Improv Boulder, but they're in Louisville. So I feel like it's clickbait because they're not really being honest with where they are because they're called Improv Boulder. I think the workshop is they just have drop-in workshops on Wednesdays, and I'm doing that on Wednesday night. So, and I think it's open to everybody. So if people are listening and they have any improv or acting experience at all, they can, or even if they don't, I don't know. I'm only there for 2 hours.
Right.
I'll make you do improv. It's going to be fun. We're going to do characters. I'm going to teach how to easily play a believable and grounded character. From the inside out.
Cool. If you happen to have any like links to information on that, if you post it like over in the private chat, Guy can share that.
I can. Okay.
I can actually make it
I'll
like
look
on
that
a
up.
banner.
Yeah.
And just like I'm about to do with this.
I'll
which
look
is
that up.
look exactly like this, which is Geek Tank, is
What?
sponsored by Kieran Games, Geekway Homes, and
Your mom.
All right.
Aw, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thank you, Mom.
I will look for that link. I can put in my website link right now. So I just did that. That has all of my, things that are, it's probably not super updated right now because I'm traveling the country. So, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, Amanda does improv classes online.
It's true. Yeah. Improv and storytelling. So like personal storytelling, if people want to, everybody has a story. So it's like, I don't know if people listening to like This American Life or The Moth, stuff like that, personal narrative. I teach how to do that in a fun, engaging way, whether it's a sad story or a funny story or something in between. Do a lot of that. And I have online classes. And right now I'm doing a thing where if people are like, I want to take a class and I want to do this class, but you're not offering it right now. Will you teach it? If you get like 3 other people, I'll just teach it at the time that you want it. I had a couple of Europeans request a specific type of class. And so I put it at the time that they wanted. So I was waking up early in order to do that. I'll do that. I'll change my schedule for you.
Can you tell us what that class was?
That class was another class for improv geeks. That class was a specific online Herald class. So there's a format in improv called the Herald, and there were a bunch of Europeans that wanted to learn it. And so they asked me if I would teach it, and I said yes.
Yeah,
and
so many wrong ways I could have taken that. So I decided to take the high road and just let you say what it really was.
I like that your high road always is sort of dismissive of the high road a little bit, and saying that, you know what, I could have gone low. So then you kind of go middle ground.
Got a yin and yang.
Yeah. Middle ground.
I guess it's been about a year now, maybe a little over a year. We've gone to if we haven't changed the name of the show, but it's technically Rocky Mountain Geek Tank at night or Rocky Mountain Geek Tank after hours. Ooh. Because we used to be a daytime show, and then we tried to stay more PG, maybe PG-13, and then we got to a point to where we just said screw it.
We invited Alex along, and kind of hard to.
But Alex still doesn't curse as much as Chelsea.
No,
did
not as much as Chelsea.
Oh, so now I can curse.
Yeah, as much as you want, but
the words.
Whatever doesn't affect your image the wrong way.
Drinking, and smoking with cigarettes.
Yes.
Yeah. Drinking whiskey.
Having a martini.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it. That's us.
So something that I don't know about you, Amanda, is
then how do you know it about me if you don't know it?
Something I don't know about you that I'm going to ask you now. Is I don't know if you've had any actual like role-playing game experiences like Dungeons and Dragons or such.
That is a funny question because the answer is both yes and no. So I do not have I have not, I don't think I have not like ever played like Dungeons and Dragons. However, I have been in an improv show twice as a guest. That was an improvised Dungeons and Dragons show, and so I think I was able to pick what character I wanted to be, but then we had a giant die. What is it? A 20-sided?
D20.
Yeah, it was a D20, and it was a giant one, and we would pick an audience member to roll it, and that would, obviously it's like Dungeons and Dragons, so it would determine what, we would do. I'm trying to think of, I think my character was powered by cheesy poofs. Those giant, the cheesy, and so I had like a Costco cheesy poof jar, if I'm remembering correctly. This was in Atlanta.
Did you have to actually eat them?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it could be bad.
It could be bad, but cheesy poofs are kind of good. But yeah, a giant Costco one is maybe not so. Yeah, sponsored by Costco. They're not sponsored by Costco. Sorry, but Costco, you should consider sponsoring Geek Tank at night.
You really should.
After hours. Yeah. So I guess I'm disappointing, as they say, that I haven't done.
No, it's not disappointing. Everybody has different experiences.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, you were involved in several of the murder mystery games that my brother put together. And those are,
my gosh,
those are role playing adjacent, because there's no dice rolling or rules in that way, but it was still interactive in that the guests, who were technically players, were interacting with us, who were the NPCs of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, NPC being a non-player character, because we had a pseudo script that we were supposed to follow, as opposed to having complete free reign the way that the players had.
And certain things have to be, because it's a murder mystery, so there have to be certain things that happen in a certain order, and because somebody had to kill somebody, and somebody else had to be a red herring for that thing, so people have to be out of the room at certain times, and I've since done several different murder mystery things, but Todd's was always my favorite. Still to this day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but we didn't have a D&D game set up for this coming Saturday, did we?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
I thought we did.
Do we?
I think so.
All right.
We were planning on. I mean, I was planning on coming by after Ren Fair.
I do show it on there but we've also got all kinds of stuff going on the 17th, and I work, and you guys are going to the Renaissance Festival.
Is the Renaissance Festival is happening right now?
It starts this Saturday.
It starts Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're like, nice. I'm not going to be here.
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to be heading out of town though.
That's too bad.
It is a bummer.
Yeah. I thought that we were playing, like we weren't going to play on the 10th because that was your first Saturday back.
Yeah.
And so this was supposed to be karaoke, and then that got postponed to the 23rd.
See, I thought we did, but I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking. But it sounds like we might be just without Guy if everybody else wants to do it.
Well, no, I could do it.
But the reason I bring it up is I don't know what you planned for Saturday, but maybe I could have you in as a special guest for that game.
What time is it?
We start like roughly around 7, and you could leave when you want. Well, you can't leave because you're staying here. You're trapped.
When you want to.
Well, wait a second. I thought you said you were leaving. Because if you're not leaving, you should come to Ren Fair.
Right.
And do games.
I know. But I have to leave Denver on Saturday the 17th.
Oh, you leave on Saturday. For some reason I thought you were leaving Sunday. Oh, well.
So then you'd have to be a character from a car.
Yeah.
No.
Driving along.
I'm like, oh, man.
That's how things go that way.
Yeah.
I just have to come back to Denver. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you ever met or did any murder mysteries with John Cowgill back in Louisville.
That name sounds familiar.
He played the Harlequin a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had him as a guest on my role-playing game as a major character from the lore, Strahd, and he did amazing.
Oh, cool. Is he still in Louisville?
He is.
Oh, neat.
So.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, I could have you on remotely too from your place.
And my
Because-
lighting is always so amazing when I come in remotely.
I know.
So that would
But
be.
sometimes
I
we
could be a
game
creature of the dark.
remotely. Mhm. We already had that.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be a Muppet.
The Muppet of the Dark.
Can I
Yes.
do my puppet? Can I be a puppet for a role playing game?
It'll be like that episode of Angel where everybody turns into puppets.
Is it too much?
Actually really
Because I have a puppet. Well, I mean, obviously he's in Georgia, but I don't have him with me. But his name is Simon, and he's very British, and
Well, of course.
he's very lonely. He's very depressing without meaning to be,
Oh no.
because he
Is
doesn't. He's an optimist, but he has a really sad life. But he doesn't realize how depressing he is when he talks to people. So
Is
he's
he
really-
at least respectful of females and not like in, as they call, an incel?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, no. I mean,
Okay.
I voice him, so
Well,
he's not a misogynist.
Oh, I don't know. There could be this dark side to you where you just
Oh,
hate
no.
women or something.
No, he's just very. He doesn't have any friends. Not because he hates women.
Okay.
Just because he's kind of awkward and he spends most of his time eating pie. Originally, he was simple Simon. Heading to the fair.
Does he do
so-
drawings?
He he should, but yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, sorry. I'm very connected
have
to
any
this
questions for Amanda?
puppet character. Did you say, do I have a
You-
question for you? Sorry.
No, well, I was asking the other two guys if they had any questions for you. But if you have
Oh.
questions for us, you can ask us questions.
Yeah,
Why are we still friends?
all three of you are in Denver, right?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
Denver Metro.
And then what is your specific geekdom for each of you, would you say? Or do you have like your top 3
Yeah. Do you want to guess?
Oh, okay, yes.
Because
Definitely.
if you look really closely, it'll be easy to figure out one of ours.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to say role playing for all 3 of you is just up there.
Mhm.
Right? So that's one of the things. Guy is trying to give me clues. Okay, Star Trek for Guy. All
Mhm.
right. Anime for Troy, because he's wearing the shirt. That is not anime, but it's graphic something. And is it Alex?
Yes.
Okay.
Why is
Alex
his name
is
about
really into big headphones.
This-
There you
No,
Yeah, our names went away. Oh, they're there.
there they
Yeah,
are.
I guess I can't have the thingy up with the names up at the same time.
Oh, so I'm gonna say, okay, no, I didn't get Alex's. He doesn't have any clues behind him.
Yeah, you're right.
So
So I'm just
actually
I'm
like-
going in blind, y'all. I'm going
Mhm.
in blind. Alex, I'm gonna say that you're, in addition to role playing, one of your top 3 geekeries is, I want to say something different than the other 2.
Think about the conversation we just had. That's a clue.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, Renaissance stuff, Ren Fair stuff. Is that your?
Yeah,
Do you cosplay Ren people?
It's not special.
Don't do that. You totally do.
Yeah,
You have like $400 leather boots,
no, I have $1,000 level.
right? $1,000
Oh.
leather boots.
Well, then
But I
what's,
mean, like,
are
yeah, I
you-
mean, it's totally runny. It's not, accurate
Rennie.
to anything.
is that what it's called? Is your geek?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in all sorts of different subcultures. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think for Alex and myself, we are more geeks of all trades. Is one thing because
Okay, I like
it's like-
that.
I it's hard to pinpoint a specialty I have.
Mm-hmm.
I just like a lot of everything. And if you had to give me a title, it would probably be for like board games or movies.
Board
that's
games,
like
movies.
kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like you're into the horror genre of movies and stuff
Mhm.
like that you picked up from Todd.
Yep.
And yeah, things like that I could see.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
got
more-
my love of kung fu movies from Troy.
Yeah. Do you still remember like Shaolin Popeye Messy Temple Part 2 or Flying Daggers with the kid with
House
the
of Flying Daggers.
Not House of Flying Daggers.
Oh, just Flying Daggers.
Flying
Um,
Daggers.
Who's
It's
peeing?
it's a highly comedic film, not at all like House of Flying Daggers, which is pretty serious. Yeah, that's the quote from that. That's Tara's favorite, Flying Daggers. The quote from that we love was, "Go get him, kid. You're soaked in virgin's piss."
Oh my god.
Um,
I saw a movie that just recently, because we're visiting friends, and so we watched a movie last night here, and what is it, Renfield, the Nick
Renfield,
Cage?
the new one.
Renfield.
Have you seen Renfield? Yeah,
I
and
didn't get to see that. Is it good? I heard
it's
it was
yeah,
fun.
it's ridiculous. My favorite character was the cop. I just thought she was awesome, and I would watch it for that. She was the same woman who was in Crazy Rich Asians. What is the name of that movie? Is that the
I
name of
think you
that
got it
movie?
right the first time.
Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah. 2 thumbs up. Would recommend. Very stupid, bloody.
Yeah, I heard it's highly gory. So
It's
anyone
very
who's
it's like stupid gory, like real dumb.
Mhm.
But yeah, I if you like the gore, stay, come for the comedic gore, but stay for the cop character, because she
I
was
heard it
awesome.
had heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that was her. Like, I felt like that was the part of the movie that I liked the
Nice.
most, was her. Yeah. And
Cool.
of course, Renfield, like, their relationship was good. But
And
yes.
I would say, not to speak for Alex out of turn, but I would say if I had to say his geekdom, it would be he has an amazing knowledge of novels. He's very well read.
Oh,
If I'm ever looking for like a suggestion, that's the fella I'm going to check with.
Agreed.
Also, what's local that's going to make me hate everything else that's in the same genre of that, or as he likes to be known as, the ruiner. He'll ruin you. It's like, I love this restaurant. He's like, no, they suck. Go to this restaurant. And you're like, really? And you go to that other restaurant. And you're like, yeah, the restaurant I loved sucks. This is the better restaurant.
Oh no, that's a great
but-
skill to have, though.
But like I said before, I would geek of all trades, many things. Video games, extremely knowledgeable in video
Mhm.
games. So, is that pretty accurate, Alex? Or
Sure. I mean, I'm totally into tons and tons of stuff.
right,
Alex, what genre of books do you prefer? What genre of fiction?
Oh, I like all sorts of books, fiction
Mm.
and nonfiction.
Oh. He said novels, so
Yeah. Right now, I'm actually reading my first Octavia Butler. I've never read her before, and she, of course, has an enormous reputation. And I'm reading some books by her, a trilogy from like the early '80s, and it's really good.
oh, cool.
I'm almost done with it. It's definitely in the vein of Childhood's End, which is Third Contact, which is cohabitation of alien or extraterrestrials and terrestrials. And she has a whole trilogy to work with, so she gets to delve in much deeper on such. It's really, really good. And so that's science fiction. But then I've been really into the Joe Abercrombie novels. They're kind of they're fantasy, and they're more of almost a noble dark instead of grim dark. Like there are characters that can have a happy or just satisfying ending, but they have to earn it. Those are really good if you're into that kind of stuff. What are you into? Let's see if I can. Sorry, I'm looking at your picture instead of the camera.
Oh no, I like when people. Well, the last several years is just, I can't do anything dystopian. Like, I just want happy things, and I just want easy
Yep.
reads. So
Mhm.
all of my recent stuff, and I'm like a latecomer to Harry Potter because I never read it until, like, I don't know, maybe just a few years ago. And I was like home visiting my family, and my niece had all of them. She just let me borrow all of them. And so I just took the summer and I read all of them. And I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. I understand now how it was popular for all those years ago or whatever. I guess it's still popular. Like, people are still into it.
Yeah, people still love that stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I like mysteries. I like love stories. I like just, kind of easy, sometimes fiction. If I'm in the mood for something a little more like meaty, my favorite author is Barbara Kingsolver. I just like her work, and just very thoughtful and knowledgeable and well-researched kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, just good. I wrote a novel recently.
Ah,
which is funny. Troy, I don't think I told you that.
I don't
I haven't
think so.
really, I haven't told many people, but I haven't.
I've told a whole. Well, actually, you've only told like 2 extra people. I mean,
But I'm at my what is now the final draft. I mean, it's always the final draft, right? But now I've hired a book coach because when I did solo shows, I've written and performed 2 one-woman shows, and I had a director for each of them because you have to have somebody outside of your head, you know,
Mhm.
kind of giving you feedback. And I was with this novel, I was like, oh my God, I've written this thing, and now I need a director. And then I found out that they have that for writers. They have book coaches that you can hire. And so I hired a book coach, and she has my manuscript now, and she's taking the month while I'm tripping around the country. She's reading it. She's going to give me feedback at the end of the month. So I'm very excited about that, because then I can go into maybe trying to get it getting it published, whether I go the traditional route or indie publishing. I'm gonna do that.
Oh,
So I'm
cool.
excited about it.
Neat.
That is
Yay.
Nice. So what genre is your novel?
It is a contemporary romance, a fiction, like kind of women's book club fiction. It is a romance, but it's centered on like it's not just about the guy, like she has a life. So there's a
Right.
villain. There's
Delta.
also a villain. I have a villain in it. And she's an artist, like a visual artist who has a bunch of stuff happen to her. And she also meets a cute guy who cooks food. So
All right.
yeah.
At first, I was like, you know, I've also got a villain who's an artist, and I'm like, yeah, us artists, you can't trust us.
Mhm.
Oh no, yeah,
Terrible.
she's an artist, but he's not. The villain is not. No. Yeah. But it's set in like Seattle and Chicago, and then a made-up town in Washington State that I've created. So yeah, so it's like places that I've lived that I can write about, that I feel like I can write about easily. So it's fun.
Right.
Fun. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to keep us updated on that, and we'll let people know when it comes out. Or we'll let Brent know.
We'll let Brent know
So
when that comes out. So,
Yay.
Cool.
so as a side note, there is actually a town called Astoria in Portland or in Oregon, and I didn't know that, and so I just thought they made it up for Goonies. And when you go to
Oh.
Astoria, they're like Goonies happy.
Yeah.
They sell shirts that say, you know, like Goonies never die, and like I mean, like it's they're steeping in it. It's lovely.
I mean, if you were Astoria, wouldn't you? It's such a
Right?
great, yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't know that until I
Aw.
was trying, because I was visiting in-laws in Portland last week.
Oh, cool.
And so we were doing various things, and one of the things was that I wanted to go to the Maritime Museum on the Columbia. And so the way we ended up doing it, of course, was going up into Washington and then over and then back down through
Mhm.
Astoria. And I'm like going through Astoria, and I'm like, wow, this place actually exists. I thought it was just a place in Goonies.
And then have you been like farther down south in Oregon, like on the coast?
Yeah, we were at Cannon Beach.
Yeah, because that's where those beautiful rock formations are that are in the movie where the pirate ship comes. Yeah.
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 So that was actually what I was like, huh, I seem to recognize all of this. It was so funny. Because you're right, I didn't notice that until I was there. But that actually kind of takes a little steam out of one of my buddies. Because I posted a picture, and he just like out of the blue said, "Are you at Cannon Beach?" And I was like, I post one picture and you nailed the beach.
Right.
But he was a geek. So
Yeah.
probably he just knows the history of
Yeah.
Goonies. So now I'm like, oh, that's why you knew it.
It's
I just
very
thought
iconic.
memorized
Yeah.
every beach up and down. Knew all the beaches. Oh well. It was still pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, but that's cool. Astoria, it actually exists.
Yeah.
And then there's an entire maritime museum full of boats because I like big boats and I cannot lie. And it's true,
No other geekers can deny.
right? So true.
That makes me think of, I think I heard this story from you, Troy, where there was somebody that was like, oh, Jerusalem is a real place. Like she just thought it was like in the Bible.
Right.
And or like that it wasn't, you know, it was like, oh no, that's a place.
It's like real.
Something like that.
Wait,
Yeah.
I don't remember that story, but I
It's one of the few things in the Bible that is real. It's like the geography.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah. Burp, burp, burp.
it'd been more fun if it came with like all the maps in it, like if it was Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I
Some
love
Bibles
Some
do have
Bibles
maps.
do, man. Most
Oh,
Bibles
that's
have
true.
maps in it.
I love books with maps.
Mhm.
It makes me so happy when books come with well,
Karen
you know,
Wynne Fonstadt used to do like almost like just large soft cover books of maps for Lord of the Rings, for Forgotten Realms. I want to see what else she's been doing. But yeah, those are great.
can you put her name in the chat so I know the spelling?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks
It's
like she's done a Pern and some others. Yeah,
It's
nice.
unfair to anyone who's listening only, but
Yeah. So this is my Jerusalem Bible, which I didn't know I had.
is it looks like the cover is wood. Is
It's
it
wood.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's got a cross cut into it, and it actually says Jerusalem on it.
Why
Oh,
what
nice.
is okay, so I
Here's the
don't know what a
significance of it.
Jerusalem Bible is. What is a Jerusalem Bible?
Well, it came from Jerusalem. So my dad went
That's
before I was
okay.
born. My dad went, global trotting,
Mm.
and one of the places he went to was Jerusalem.
Oh,
And when
okay.
he went there, he purchased 2 Bibles because he knew he'd have someday 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
And so after he passed away, we had to deal with all of his stuff and everything like that. And we found these, my sister and I did. And so she was like, that was the intention of these Bibles. And I was like, yeah, that was back when my dad thought that we would actually be religious, but we weren't. And so we never got religious. We weren't religious people. That we grew up very secular. But it is interesting. And I like the Bible a lot, but it's also, that was what you were saying. I like books with maps.
Right.
And it does actually have maps, as most Bibles do.
That's true. Oh, I'm having flashbacks to 8 years of religious school.
Right?
Oof.
I
actually
forgot about that.
dodged
mean to
all
trigger
of
you.
that. It's really funny. My family, my dad wasn't religious, but he was, he was Southern Baptist in the world.
Mm.
My mom, though, had gone on
Your
mission
mom.
a couple of times, and then they got married and then just decided to stop.
Oh, good for them.
And so, like, I was raised in a completely secular environment, and
Yeah.
like, there was no religion really anywhere. My mom got into crystals and stuff like that later on in life, but not
Except for the Judeo-Christian culture that we are
except for the
steeped in.
culture. I mean, I'm steeped in the culture, but I'm not particularly religious. I'm a Trekkie, so like I'm very much, very scientifically oriented and stuff like that, and that's sort of where my morals come from. Not to say that you have to be religious to be moral.
No, I feel like our morals come from ourselves, and
They
then we just sort of project like, oh, the reason I have morals is because of this thing or this religion or
Right.
this thing.
You're
It's like,
probably
no,
right. That's probably the most accurate, because it feels like my morals come from Star Trek, but the truth is you're right. I think they are
'Cause, like,
here, and they
even
just
if-
project out that way.
because I think like even if a shitty person, liked Star Trek, they would be like, yeah, they would use Star Trek to justify their shittiness.
Right.
Just like you would use it's the same thing with religion, right? It's like people constantly are like, oh, I'm doing this good thing because of my religion, or I'm doing this shitty thing because of my religion. It's like, no, you're just good or shitty because you're just good or shitty. And you're just
Right.
using your religion as an excuse for it.
Human beings are
Those-
rationalization machines.
It's true. Those
Rational
humans.
thought is all about rationalizations.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a bumper sticker.
And now it's 10 o'clock. Ba,
It is,
ba,
All the
ba.
lights in here just changed, which means I need to go to my other stream. But it was wonderful having you with us, Amanda. I really
gosh.
appreciate that.
I
haven't
hope I
seen
didn't
you in a long
disappoint
time, so
anybody. Yeah, no, it's so good to see you.
yeah.
And maybe I'll
Matt
get to
now.
actually see you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
great.
Actually, that would be great. We'll have to see if we can figure out a way to. I'm working all week, but
Have
I'll
a
be
little
off
game night at
Thursday.
Troy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe we can hang out Friday
That
or
sounds
something like
good.
that. That'd be
Yeah.
cool because it'd be great to catch up and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
but thank you for joining us. I really
Yep.
do appreciate
And
it.
Thanks for having me.
this probably won't work because I'm not signed in, but stick around after the credits because usually Alex and I will stick around and talk.
Okay.
But because I'm not signed in, it might just kick us all out.
Okay. That'll
so
either way, it'll be
It'll
fun.
be a fun surprise. All right.
You can always hop over to the Discord if you really want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, why don't you?
Are you on Discord,
credit
Amanda?
with the Discord.
I am not. I've only heard scary things about it.
Oh,
Oh,
well, then never mind.
I'm on what am I
From
on?
the news and the spy
do
stuff,
I have to have
There's a web client, but
do
you
I
just
have to
have an
have an
account.
account to go on it? Can I just get a link and just join, or do I need to sign in something weird?
Pretty sure they make you have an account.
yeah.
Oh, those jerks.
We'll get you set up when you're at my place.
We'll
Okay.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right, but
Well,
but
thank
I
you,
do have
Amanda.
things going, and I do
Okay.
have controls here. Although I did see that my partner has started up the stream without me, so
Partner.
that's all right. Well, who, whatever. But yeah, so I will go on ahead, and I will. I'll go ahead and close this out. Do you want me to not bail on this on the stream, Troy?
Do you
Oh, like if you just mute it so that you can't hear it when you're in your other show or something? Or
Yeah, I don't know if that's something I can.
let's try it.
yeah, we'll try that.
What's the worst that can happen?
It
It
won't
kicks
work.
us out.
And but remember to leave a gap for Amanda because Amanda will pick up on what we're doing.
Okay,
All right.
you got it.
Okay.
Well, that's all
Mind the gap.
right. It's all the time I've got. We've got for today. Thank you for joining us. I've been Guy,
I've been Troy.
And I've been Alex.
and this is Geek Tank.
That's not my I wasn't one of those things, so I didn't want to
That's a great
Okay.
time to end.